Hello everyone. In this video I want to go ahead and show you how to import objects into a scene. We're also going to cover how to set up a new material for rendering using the renderer called Arnold over here. So in order to use Arnold, it needs your meshes have to have a special Arnold material applied to them. I've showed you how to use a blend. That's our standard material that we use. However, I want to go ahead and show you how to use an Arnold material. And we're also going to cover some lighting. So with that being said, I want to go ahead and show you, I'm going to start by creating a floor and a background wall. So this is going to be my floor, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold right click, assign new material, and over here under Arnold we're going to click here and we're going to do AI standard surface. So under Arnold, under shader, we're going to do AI standard surface. Now from here in the attribute editor, I want you to go over here. I want you to name this also to whatever floor material, and I'm specifically setting this up for the midterm example I'm going to show you. So I want you to follow along with this. I'll include the textures for the floor, and then I'll also include, I'm going to do some walls, I'm going to include those textures as well for the walls. So the first thing I want to do with this is going to be my floor material. Under my color, I'm going to go here, click on the little checker box, hold on, I'll go ahead again, under color, under base, I want you to go to file, and then I want you to go ahead and, I like to rename these, floor diffuse file, and I'm going to go ahead and locate floor, in this case floor JPEG, there we go, floor diffuse, open. Now I don't see it because I like to run through all the buttons. Press 4 on your keyboard is wireframe, 5 is shaded, 6 is shaded with display, texture display on, and then 7 is with lighting. But we don't have any lights in our scene, so not yet anyway. So here I'm going to go ahead, I've applied my base. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply my specular color, the specular map, under File, Image Name, and Specular. I'm going to click Open. So, what a specular map does is it affects how the light sort of reflects off of that particular object. And the last thing I'm going to apply is my bump map, or my normal map in this case. Now this is a little bit different. So I'm going to scrub down here in my attribute editor, and I'm going to go down to geometry, and in here I'm going to thin walled. I may try to check this for now. If not, I can always check it off because it is a very thin polyplane, and let's just see if that'll make any difference. I'm going to go ahead and bump mapping here. Now this gets a little confusing. I'm going to go to bump mapping, and then I'm going to go to File. And here, if this doesn't pop open right away, if it does, that's awesome. Go to Use as Tangent Space Normals, and then under my File 2, I'm going to call this Floor Normal File, and I'm going to go ahead and locate floor normal, And had an error. Floor normal. There it goes. And there we go. So make sure that this is tangent-based normals. Now if it takes you directly to here, typically all you got to do is hit one of these arrows and it'll take you back to where you need to be. If it gets you to a point where those arrows no longer work, reselect the object and go back in here. Now, one of the things I want to also cover is I'm going to do a wall. So now I've covered with you how to set up an Arnold material that's used for this renderer. Now I'm going to set up another object. Actually, I'm just going to duplicate this one. Oh, that's weird. Duplicated the object. And I'm holding V as I move it to shift it directly into place. And something like that'll work. And then on this one, I'm going to assign new material again, and we're going to go through the whole process all over again. And instead of using our blend as we did before, AI standard surface, under AI standard surface, I'm going to check this thin walled one again. You don't have to do this in any particular order, but I'll go ahead and start with just my diffuse color first. I'm going to go File, and then Open, and Wall, and Stone Wall Diffuse, Open. Okay, and then from here I'm going to do my specular, File, Open, Specular, Open, and then the last map I'm going to apply is our normal map. So I'm going to go back here, Bump Mapping, under Geometry, I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to use as tangent space normals, and normal wall, normal file, and over here normal. And it didn't work, so we'll do it one more time. Normal. Okay. So now both of my objects have textures on them. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one. Or maybe yeah, 90. Ah, there we go. Rotate it 90. And I'm just going to snap that into place. Snap that into place. And now I have the start of my midterm here. I've got the walls and the floor textured. Now what I'm going to do from here is I want to show you how to import objects. So I'm going to do File, Import, and here I'm going to do my texturing the shield, import, and you'll see I have my shield here. Now the other thing I need to do with this and I'm going to put it on the wall, something like that. The other thing I need to do with this is I have this one set as a blend. Now I need this material to be a Arnold material. So I'm going to assign new material, and I'm going to go to Arnold shader and AI standard surface, and then I'm going to go into AI standard surface. This is going to be shield material. This will be wall material. And on this shield, excuse me, I'm going to apply all my textures again. File, open, and this will be shield diffuse, open, and then I'm going to apply my specular, file, open, shield, specular, open, and then I'm going to include also the under geometry. This one is not thin walled, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go here to bump mapping. I'm going to go to file, and then I'm going to use this tangent space normals, and then under file 6 shield normal file, I'm going to go ahead and open my shield normal, open. Okay, so there I have my scene set up, and I have my shield in here. The other thing I'm going to include is the sword. Import, and we'll do well, I can also include the barrel. It looks like I don't have it saved. Barrel texture under labs, maybe. Barrel. I can import that. Okay. And I'm gonna just increase its size. Doesn't need to be super big, but something like that. And then maybe my shield's a little bit bigger too. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it in the corner. Maybe like right here. And then I'm going to also file, import the crate, continue. Now these will also need to be, I'm going to make this one smaller. We'll also need to have Arnold materials applied to it. Okay. And do something like that. Okay. And I can include a couple of these. And maybe I have, whoop. Oop. Something like that, I don't know. And then I always like to have my objects just barely bleed through the bottom of the surface. This allows me to have a make sure that they're not hovering in the sky, basically, is that what I mean. So they're not floating. Okay. And then I'm also going to import, I haven't textured yet, and I also need to apply the normal maps and specular maps for these. But we'll get to that in a second. And I think this is my sword. Okay, continue. Okay, and then maybe have the sword directly behind it or something. Or maybe actually I'll just have it laying on. Ooh. Ooh. That'll work actually. Down here. Okay. There we go. Should be about 45. There we go. And this I'll put at 45. Ooh. And what I'm going to do here actually is 45. Nope. And I'm going to edit, delete all by type history, and modify freeze transformations, and I'm going to put this over here. And then I also need to give it a little bit of tilt. And not that much. Okay, maybe bring it slightly higher. And tilt just slightly more. Okay, so I've got my sword over there. Now it's not textured. I know I need to go ahead and texture that. Well, you will. I will also. But, and then I do also have another object that we modeled this semester in the bookshelf. And you can make modifications to the bookshelf if you would like to. Ooh. All right. And now I will also get into lighting. So this is just importing the scene. So from this point, we've applied Arnold materials to these, the wall, the shield, and the floor, but not these objects. You can go ahead and do that yourself, as you know how to do it now. And then I'm going to cover lighting here in just a second. So Save your files. That's always a good heads up. Also, make sure you save your files. I'm going to cut this video short, and then I'm going to get into lighting. So this is setting up Arnold materials and importing objects into your scene. Okay, we're going to continue off on lighting in the next video. Thanks for watching.